is going on, guys? I am the Anime Jaguar, or you can call me AJ for short if that is a tongueful for you. So today we'll be doing ranking the Tarantino Cinematic Universe. I'm sure you have all heard of the Marvel Cinematic Universe and, of course, the Star Wars universe. But I'm sure a lot of you didn't even know that this was really a thing. And it isn't just his movies he directed. He was involved in the writing of some of the films. And yeah, I'm going to rank all of those films today, except for Jackie Brown. Jackie Brown is not in this cinematic universe due to it being based off prior source material. So before you watch the rest of the video, like and subscribe, and write a comment down below your ranking of all the movies in the Tarantino Cinematic Universe. And we could have a nice, lively, yet respectful conversation in the comments below. And with that being out of the way, let's begin with the list. Coming in at number 13 is Natural Born Killers. Watching many parts of this movie was like listening to will.i.am, but without the auto-tune. It clearly has some artistic meaning, but completely fails to land. The beginning is chaotic, and so much happens in a short span of time, it feels like someone just regurgitated on it. The visuals have aged horrendously and distracts you so much, it makes the plot hard to follow at times. The sitcom part feels out of place, as if it were a sticker placed carelessly on the movie by a toddler, and the gimmickiness of it feels like it minimizes the horrible thing that is happening in this scene. This movie has many flaws, however, it is not all bad. The acting is incredible, and the action scenes are somewhat satisfying to watch. The movie is a roller coaster, and everyone should at least have the opportunity to experience the strange movie if you want. But warning, it is strange, it is messed up. If you're into that, you'll love it. If not, you'll leave the movie with a sour taste in your mouth. Number 12, Death Proof. This is a fun experimental horror movie that is unique, but that doesn't mean it's a pleasurable movie to me. There is 45 minutes of a storyline, and the rest is Quentin Tarantino doing his dialogue shtick. It doesn't work to perfection in this film as it usually does for him, because you're supposed to care about the characters in order for it to work. I didn't care about a single character in this movie, and this also brings up another issue. The combination of Quentin Tarantino's focus on screenplay and the grindhouse genre. As soon as you have captivating characters, a complicated plot, and character arcs, it becomes less and less of a grindhouse movie and more of a sloppy mess. Number 11, From Dusk Till Dawn. You can't help but feel that writer Quentin Tarantino and director Robert Rodriguez accomplished exactly what they were trying to do with From Dusk Till Dawn. A great B-movie picture, the film is filled with the violence and camp one would expect from such a movie in its final third. The problem is that there is no sense of cohesion or smooth transition between the two genres. The first half of the film feels like a gritty thriller filled with a great performance from Clooney, some well-written dialogue, and important character development. The second half is a blood-fueled mess of vampires and holy water that rarely allows any dialogue at all. It's messy, but you could say it's a lot of fun. It's safe to say you won't really see another movie quite like From Dusk Till Dawn. And I did not include the direct-to-video movies in this countdown because I'm only going to do the theatrical release. And I thought about it first, but I couldn't even get a decent copy of From Dusk Till Dawn 2 or 3. So there's that. Coming in at number 10, Planet Terror. When it comes to the grindhouse movies, I preferred Planet Terror over Death Proof, but not by much. I found Robert Rodriguez to be on top form throughout the inspired zombie/action/exploitation flick. However, much of the duration of the film is like a stuffy, cramped elevator regarding the overkill on supporting characters that are really relevant to pretty much nothing. It is almost like a Broadway show with the amount of forgettable characters providing mere comic relief or a nonsensical meandering from the plot. The grainy style of grindhouse cinema works well while watching Rose McGowan play a go-go dancer with a machine gun for a leg that is somehow fully functional as an actual weapon, shooting missiles at zombies. Don't try to make sense of it. You'll probably die yourself from trying to get anything meaningful out of this movie. Number 9, The Hateful Eight. This is a movie that would have been better if it was an hour shorter. It could have been a modern-day Western mystery film version of Reservoir Dogs in a contained location. Instead, we got a film where Tarantino lets all of his excesses go crazy. He makes a straightforward storyline with hardly any settings while making it almost 3 hours long. Some of the decisions don't make much sense at all. Not to mention, he shot the movie in 70mm while taking place in one cabin. This is a great example of a time when giving a great director complete control over a movie doesn't always result in the best film. This movie does get better as it goes on, I'll give it that. The first half was too long, but the second half was definitely better, except for the Black Dingus scene.
Number 8 and 7. Kill Bill Volume 1 at number 8 and Kill Bill Volume 2 at number 7. Quentin Tarantino's take on martial arts, Asian films, the modern Western, and revenge cinema. It's a combination that only Tarantino could pull off because it feels like several other things, while also being a movie that only Tarantino could direct. The action is tremendous. It's a remarkable tribute to multiple genres. The composition and choreography touches on everything. I definitely adore every second of it. The majority of the plot twists work out well, and the story is easy to understand. The intended emotional scenes make the audience feel the way that the director wanted them to. I don't think it should have been a 4-hour spectacle, and it would have worked better if the order was a little different. This is still an appealing movie, and like many of his films, it feels like it's arranged like a book. It is cut into chapters, and each chapter tells its own story. This is a fascinating way to tell a plot like this.
Number 6. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. This is Tarantino at his most nostalgic. This film is around for us to see his make-believe adaptation of 1960s Hollywood. It shows the day in the life of a former Hollywood star while also showing Tarantino's rewriting of history. The main reason the movie works is because of the bromance between Leonardo DiCaprio and Brad Pitt. They work effectively together, and you like the relationship even when the movie zigzags in the middle. I was enthralled by the whole thing, especially Leonardo DiCaprio's character. His character is narcissistic and insecure, but it doesn't come off entirely egocentric, so you like him. Brad Pitt's character is attentive on how ridiculous Hollywood is, so he gives the viewer's point of view on all of the stuff going on.
Number 5.
Inglorious Bastards. Quentin Tarantino's take on World War II. It operates more like a spy movie than a war movie, while giving the audience a healthy combination of both. It's another one of his movies where it is told in a book format. It is separated by 20-minute chapters, and each segment is 40 minutes long. It is screenplay heavy, and you sit in these settings as he gradually increases the pressure. The movie begins with this tremendous scene with Christopher Waltz drinking milk and having a discussion with this man. As they're talking, you can sense the traction increasing throughout the whole conversation. That's how it is throughout the film. They also have the sequence with Michael Fassbender inside of a bar, which is a very memorable scene if you have seen the
Number
movie.
4.
Django Unchained. If Kill Bill was Quentin Tarantino's take on martial arts and Western films, this is Tarantino going 100% Western. I'm not the biggest fan of Western movies, but this is probably my favorite Western of all time. There is extravagant gunplay, and when it occurs, it is excessive and brutal, to the point where it is breathtaking. Apart from that, the scenes raise anticipation and dissension. Some of them are frightening, like the Mandingo segment. Throughout the whole film, they're building up how much you loathe the antagonists due to them being slave owners. What makes matters worse is how they're so demeaning and the way that they treat the slaves. Seconds after seeing the bad guys appear, you just can't wait to see them die and see the slaves get their revenge. The main reason why this movie works is because of the great acting.
Number 3.
True Romance. With a great cast like Gary Oldman, Tom Sizemore, Dennis Hopper, and Christopher Walken, where can you go wrong? This movie was the first to be written by Quentin Tarantino, and it shows his amazing talent of writing catchy dialogue mixed in with a good storyline. It was also directed by the guy who made action classics like Top Gun and Revenge in Mr. Tony Scott. It was a heck of a ride, and I recommend it to anyone who is willing to watch an action-packed thriller. This is an exhilarating and highly entertaining film from start to finish that illustrates the brilliant direction of Tony Scott and the original writing style that has made Quentin Tarantino famous. This is a must-see cry film that will definitely impress movie buffs and Tarantino fans alike.
Number 2. Reservoir Dogs. This is the movie that started all and has all the ingredients that makes a Tarantino film. You've got the concise dialogue with the characters around the table speaking about random things, but it's still captivating. You have intriguing characters that have complex backgrounds along with overtoned details about their persona. Inside of the film, it's also a combination of different genres. It has a retro soundtrack scattered throughout the film. The story is like whodunit when you're trying to find out who the spy is and what occurred. It's a film about a theft, and you hardly see pieces of the aftermath of the theft. You then see them congregate with each other later on. And that's all I've really got to say about it without giving too much information about the movie. But overall, it's a great start to Tarantino's directorial career. Number 1, Pulp Fiction. This is a movie that takes all of the guidelines about storytelling and screenwriting and gives it the big middle finger, but it somehow still works. Something that Tarantino mastered in this film was the art of creating depictions of a typical day for one of the characters. There is not a sole powerful story arc throughout the whole movie. It's not entirely about these massive character arcs, but instead the minor conversations and scenes. The stories is not the story. Somehow they all come together in a random order and it works perfectly. It makes you sit on the edge of your seat with your eyes peeled to what is transpiring from the beginning to the end. His talent to complement casual discussions about burgers with crime in a way that doesn't feel conflicting blows my mind, and I know it blows many other people's mind after they watch the movie for the first time. This is a film that manages to tell basic stories inside the story without requiring a huge dispute to prevail over. In each segment, there is a disagreement inside of it that's interesting, even in the most calm situations. This was a film that made me love films, and that's why I've been starting to do movie videos. This movie is what started it all for me when I talk about movies.
You guys stayed till the end. Thank you guys for watching, and if you guys want to do more director rankings like Christopher Nolan or Stanley Kubrick, or they don't even have to be all-time greats. They could even be terrible directors if you guys want to see that. If you guys want to see that, let me know in the comments down below. Thank you guys for watching, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video.